Hey my friends, what's going on? Keder here. Just want to say Happy New Year. It's a new year. I'm pretty excited for this year, 2021. Hopefully you already get set up with your goals, what you're gonna make happen this year, where you're gonna go with it, and how you're gonna make this stuff happen for you. But me personally, what I like to do at the end of the year, I always reflect on the last year, how things went, and also set up new goals. So let's talk about goal setting in this video and why this stuff is very important. I had a phenomenal year last year. It was one of my best year on some places, but in some other things, in some arena, it was a bad year. So I break down my goals. So we'll talk about goal setting and how you can break them down into different categories because you're not gonna have the same goals. Your life has so many different aspects. You might be doing well financially, but then spiritually it might be something else. There's so many different aspects. So when I'm setting my goals every year, at the end of the year, I find this principle to work really well and help me big time in my business. And I share with a lot of students, a lot of consultants, a lot of people that I coach, and it works really well for them too. So here's what I would recommend you to do if you want to create a successful year: is to track. Tracking is very important. The reason why you want to track is because your life is going to go through so many different processes throughout the year where you're going to fall off track. But if you have a track to get back on, when you set up goals and you set up, weekly, daily goals, yearly goals, you have a track to get back on, because it's always going to be about derailing you, and your job is to get yourself back on track, to get yourself to get back to work. So as you could see, these are some of my calendars and goal setter. I have so many one of them here. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you come in my office, 5. They go by year. So this was 2016. So 2016, this is 2018. I can always go back. This was 2020. Reason I love doing that, it allows you to always go back and see what was working for you throughout the year. So when you track your days, your week, you can always go back, just go through your calendar and look at a month where you was doing really well. Then that month can be duplicated, because then you know exactly what was working for you in that month, so you can go out there and kind of create a duplication for yourself. So when I'm setting up my goals, I set them up in 4 different categories. So if you want to set up your goal the same way as me, you want to set them up in 4 different categories: spiritual, personal, financial, and social. Okay? Because spiritual, everything starts from the spiritual. Everything starts from the invisible. Whatever thought process that you're gonna have is gonna have to come from your mind. Whatever business that you're gonna create is gonna have to come from the spiritual before it can expand into the real world. It comes from somewhere else. Like all of us, we came from somewhere. God said, "Let there be light." From His first word, from creation, that came from the spiritual, and then it comes to be. So whatever goals and dreams that you carry on, that you bringing into this year, maybe it's not here yet, but it's coming from the invisible before it can come into the natural realm. So therefore, create no problem for you to understand how the spiritual realm work. Because we are spiritual being on this planet. We are spiritual being. We are spiritually connected to the higher power. It's God. Some other people might say a higher power or something else or any power, but we are connected to higher power, which is God. God is the ultimate creator. It's not just any source or anything or whatever you want to call it, because a creator has to be outside of the creation. God is mighty powerful. Without us, without me, we all come here and we see everything's already been made. Before God created this planet and created man, everything was already created for us. We come on this planet, we maneuver things, we change things around, and we become co-creators. But we do find everything that we need: metals, tools, whatever that we need is already here. We might reshape the atom, reshape things, reshape how things are in the world, and we create something new out of what we already found. But the ultimate creator, who is God, already created everything for us. So you must realize that the only thing that matters is really the deed that we create, that we do while we're living on this planet. So to expand your deed, you must increase your seed. So this year, if you're gonna win big time, I highly recommend write down your goal, break them down spiritually. What are some of the things that you're looking to establish in your spiritual life? You know, if you're not someone who's grateful in the morning, how can I wake up every single day being grateful? Wake up every single day being grateful, because you attract the things that you think about. There's always two sides to everything. you know at the same time, you can see your life sucks. You can wake up in the morning and feel like, oh man, I don't have the best things in life. But at the same time, you can also be thankful for what you have. Gratefulness is always being happy. It's always present at the same time as ungratefulness. Lack and abundance are always present at the same time. So it's really how you used to, what are you gonna get, how you process it in your mind. It's which one that you're gonna keep your focus on. You can keep focusing on lack, or you can keep focusing on abundance. You can wake up in the morning, and once you understand that, you can start shifting your mind towards positivity, because whatever you set your intentions on, it brings more of that reality. So your attention is gonna bring into your intention. Whatever you have your mindset on is gonna bring more of that into your reality. So if you learn how to attack the spiritual, you set up spiritual goal for yourself to see the world on a way of abundance, because God is abundance, the world is abundance. You have abundance all around you. It's if you start focusing onto that, what are some of the good deed that you can actually do when you make it this year? One of the reasons why you want to reach your goals is how many people you can help, how many good deeds that you can actually do, because that's all you can actually take with you. That's the only thing that matters, are our deeds. So if you want to expand your deeds, well, you want to increase your seeds. And what I mean by that is, in order for you to do more, you have to be more. You have to have more. In order for you to give more, you have to have more. So how do you increase your seed in order for you to expand your deeds? So there's a couple of ways you could do that. First thing you can do is you can acquire new knowledge. Acquire new knowledge is going to help you increase your seed. And you can acquire new information, scale any transformation, or focus on duplication through repetition. So there's a 3 ways that you can increase your seeds: acquire new information, scale new transformation, focus on duplication through repetition. So as you're setting up your goal, you're going to break it down into 4 categories. We talk about spiritual, personal, financial, social goals. When you set up those 4 categories, you will know, okay, how you doing as the year goes, or at the end of the year, you can always check yourself. So personal goals, they are goals that's going to impact you, your emotional center, when you reach them. So there's a personality to you, whether people are looking at you or not. Whether people are watching or they're not watching, when you reach those goals, they're gonna make you feel some type of way. It's for you, whether people see you happening, making it happen or not. Those are self-accountability. You create a self-accountability. So I said to myself, hey, I'm gonna get that goal. I'm gonna make it happen. That's gonna be it. And if I don't reach it, I'm gonna be the one to talk to myself, because I wrote down these goals. I know exactly what it is. Like, for example, I'm gonna get myself a 750 credit score this year. So hey, if your credit sucks, if you're in a 400, you're gonna have a lot of work to do. You're gonna have to pay off some debt. You're gonna need to create some type of cash flow in order for you to pay those debt. And then you're gonna have to get new credit line, so that you can increase your credit and increase your score to 750. So at the end of the year, hey, that's my goal. When I reach that, I'm gonna feel some type of way. Oh, I'm gonna lose 200 pounds, or I'm gonna lose 25 pounds by summer. So by summer comes, I know I need to lose 25 pounds. What am I gonna need to do so I can lose at least 3 pounds in the next 6 months, at least 4 pounds every month? Which is not a hard goal. 4 pounds every month is something, if you're that constant, you're consistent, that's something you can definitely do if that is your goal. Or I'm gonna get my first real estate. I'm gonna quit my job this year. Or maybe you're building a business right now and you wanna quit your job, and you're kind of scared. You don't know what to expect. You don't know, hey, how things are going to turn out. You have a little bit of fear. But set it up as a goal. Hey, you give yourself 6 months. If you can get yourself enough cushion where your business is creating enough cash flow, if you can save 6 months, that'll give you enough time to go to your job, kind of quit it. So if you set up 6 months, if you can have 6 months of income, just in case when you quit your job, you're gonna be able to rely on the income that you already have saved versus the business, so you're not choking your business. Because what happened to a lot of people, sometimes you might quit too soon if you don't have the guts and the desire to really make it happen. You ended up choking the business because you don't want to reinvest back in the business, because every money you make ended up have to pay for the bills and the stuff that you already have. But set up those goals and have some strategic plans around it in order for you to make these things happen this year. Leverage, or maybe you're gonna leverage enough to get yourself your dream car this year. What I mean by leverage is that you're not just gonna go and take the money you're making from your job and buy yourself a dream car. No, you're gonna leverage. You're gonna take the money you make, you invest it into a business, and then take the profit that the business make. Not even the initial investment. Take the profit that the business make, and then get yourself your dream car. Whatever money you get this year, always think about how can I get my desires, those things, those liabilities that I want. How can I get it not off the initial money? Not of the initial money, but off the profit. So if I get $7,000, $10,000, whatever the case is, if I need something that's gonna cost $7,000 or $10,000, although I can take that same money, which is called a seed money. If I take the seed and eat it, well, you have no tree. But if you plant the seed, then it's gonna grow a tree. The tree is gonna have fruits now. You have multiple fruits. So you always want to have that mindset now. I'm gonna go ahead and plant my seed. Don't eat them, so you can produce fruits. I'll eat off the fruits. All right. And after that, we talk about financial goals. How much do you want to make this year? One of the things with financial goals is that you rarely get more than you intended, seldom less than expected. So one of the things that I learned is to 10x your goals, and that has worked for me very great. I want to share the same advice with you. When you 10x your goal, what's going to happen if your goal was to make 6 figures this year? If you wanted to make $100,000, set your goals to make $1 million. That's 10x 100K. That's 10x. So it's going to be harder for you to get there, but more likely you're not going to reach your goals. It's crazy, right? Sounds dumb because people set goals for you to reach them. So what happened? You usually underperform when it comes to your goal. But if your original goal was $100,000, if you're gonna miss that, what about set it up to $1 million? You're gonna miss that, but you might end up at 600K, or you might end up at 500K. That's still a lot more than what you planned for. That concept is really powerful. So I've used that concept. So if you set up your goal, 10x that goal, you more likely will get less than the 10x, but more than the initial goal that you start out with. Anyway, these are some of the tips that I want to share this year. Let me know down below, what are your goals? Talk about social goals. Well, social goals, if you're building a business, like I have social goals for my specific business, but I also have a social life outside of business, friends and people that actually go out with, my kids that I like to have fun with. So you want to set up a social goal also, so you're not just business. So you can have a social life. All right. But anyway, so break that stuff down. I'm about to go do mine for this year as the year start. I hope you have a plan to do yours. I was your boy Keder. Let me know, what are your goals this year? What are you trying to do financially? How much you trying to make? What are the plans that you have set up for yourself? And I'll see you guys on the next one. See you guys later. Let's go.